Being quiet fired is like a poison, and the antidote is finding ways to reclaim your self-worth.
This is so true. And so your HR big sister has a few thoughts on how to react if you feel like you're being quiet fired. I'm sharing this because number one, I've experienced being quiet fired before, and two, I've spent 20 years in HR. Okay, so you realize that somehow your boss or a peer is trying to get you to leave the company. What do? The first thing is to explore the possibilities and make sure that you're actually reading the room correctly. Sometimes when we feel insecure, overwhelmed, we're facing a new challenge, our biases, they come into play. And then we start to do something called self-verify, where we look for evidence that proves that people don't like us, people don't see us as smart, whatever our insecurities are, we go out and find ways, not consciously, unconsciously, to validate that. So pay attention to any potential biases that you may be experiencing. Now, let's assume that we look at that and yeah, they're trying to get you to leave. Here's what you do. In addition to all the things that the previous poster shared, which were great, here's some specific things that you can do that will help you with your self-worth and manage. Number one, realize most things aren't about you. Just because they treat you like you are terrible at your job or they try to gaslight you, that doesn't mean that they're right. In fact, chances are pretty high that what they're doing is about them. Now, I know that doesn't matter when you're getting these emails at night and you feel micromanaged or nitpicked to death. I get it. Been there. 3 ways to build your self-worth back up. Number 1, identify what your goals are in being employed in the first place. Let me give you an example. I had a client who took a job because he wanted to build new skills. He suddenly realized that he wasn't learning anything and that their way of training was garbage. So he realized he needed to move on. But it wasn't without him feeling bad about himself and feeling like a loser in the first place. However, when he focused on his goals, he was able to make decisions that helped him move forward in a way that was more effective. Second, practice positive self-talk every single day. Speak to yourself like you would a best friend who's going through the same thing. You deserve kindness. Often we'll take on the negative talk that we hear from others. We'll beat ourselves up. Maybe we'll strive for perfectionism. Let that go. Recognize when you're doing it and practice positive self-talk and reinforcement. Finally, accept that just sometimes people are jerks and there's nothing you can do about it. And so let them own their behavior. Let them show up how they really are, and you be you. Lean into helping others and creating connection. It'll make a huge difference.